Apple and Amazon have been accused of collusion in a horrible accusation. This is a giant scandal and one that can completely destroy these companies. According to a new antitrust lawsuit filed in Washington, Apple and Amazon worked together to raise the price of iPhones and iPads by eliminating third-party Amazon sellers who offered Apple products at a lower cost. In addition, in 2021, Apple settled its copyright lawsuit with Corellium. Corellium is a cybersecurity startup that sells phone virtualization software for catching security bugs. But in the latest turn of events, a document was leaked from within Apple that shows the tech giant had a huge amount of dirt on the security startup. But what about new reports regarding the new partnership of Amazon and Apple to defeat Elon Musk? This is a very interesting situation, so let's explain it. First of all, in an antitrust complaint filed, Apple and Amazon were accused of conspiracy to raise iPhone and iPad pricing by banning practically all alternative resellers of new Apple products off Amazon's website. The proposed class action in federal court in Seattle objected to a January 2019 deal, in which Apple provided Amazon discounts of up to 10% on its items in exchange for Amazon allowing just 7 of 600 vendors to remain on its marketplace. According to the lawsuit, this changed Amazon into the major reseller of new iPhones and iPads on its website, after it previously offered a limited number of Apple devices as well as knockoffs. According to the lawsuit, prices went up by more than 10%, while Apple's retail pricing remained stable. Discounts of 20% or more, which were once frequent, are no longer available, according to the report. Building obstacles to access to keep rivals out, then raising prices as a result of their removal is exactly the type of behavior that Congress intended antitrust laws to deter, according to the lawsuit. In the third quarter of this year, the total product revenue of Cupertino, California-based Apple, and Seattle-based Amazon surpassed $125 billion. The complaint applies to the US residents who purchased new iPhones and iPads from Amazon since January 2019. It demands unspecified triple damages, compensation, and an end to the claimed group boycott by the corporations. Stephen Floyd of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, claimed he paid $319.99 for a new iPad purchased from Amazon on the company's website and was denied the opportunity to pay less because competition was stifled. Recently, an Italian administrative court overturned an antitrust regulator's $173.6 million penalties against Apple and Amazon for suspected price collusion. In addition, Apple accused of tracking users despite privacy assurances. In a complaint filed by Elliot Libman, a New York resident and iPhone 13 owner, Apple is accused of making utterly false guarantees that customers have control over what information they disclose while using its standard iPhone applications. The class action claims, in particular, that Apple mobile phone options to disallow the sharing of device analytics and opt out of settings such as allow apps to request to track do nothing to prevent Apple from continuing to collect data about users' browsing and activity for monetization purposes. According to the lawsuit, Apple records, monitors, accumulates, and monetizes analytics data, including browser history and activity information, regardless of whether users use safeguards or privacy settings to protect their privacy. Even when consumers follow Apple's instructions and disable allow apps to request to track and share analytics on their privacy controls, Apple still records consumers' usage patterns, app browsing communications, and private information in its proprietary Apple apps, such as the App Store, Apple Music, Apple TV, books, and stocks. The lawsuit references a Gizmodo story on the work of security experts at the software business Musk to back up its claims. Previously, researchers Tommy Musk and Talal Haj Bakri claimed to have discovered proof that the analytics control and anti-tracking settings in the stock app had no discernible influence on Apple's data collecting. In another case, the Musk researchers claimed that the Stocks app delivered Apple a list of followed stocks, stocks seen or searched for with timestamps, and a record of news stories visited in the app. This data was claimed to be delivered to a web address in a separate transmission from the iCloud connection, required to synchronize user data between devices. Opting out or turning off the customizing choices did not lower the quantity of comprehensive data sent by the app, according to Musk. He disabled all available choices, including targeted advertisements, personalized suggestions, and sharing use data and analytics. The researchers made these discoveries while utilizing a hacked iPhone running iOS 14.6. Notably, the researchers detected similar iPhone behavior on a non-jailbroken phone running iOS 16, but the data was encrypted, making it impossible to discern what it included. However, this restriction has not prevented the results from triggering a lawsuit. According to the lawsuit, Apple knows even the most intimate and possibly embarrassing parts of the user's app usage through its extensive and unlawful data surveillance and gathering operation, irrespective whether or not the user accepts Apple's misleading offer to keep such activities private. Furthermore, Apple is accused of having secret dirt on a trusted security startup. According to a leaked report containing internal company communications, a cybersecurity startup that sells phone virtualization software for catching security bugs proposed or decided to sell its tools to controversial government spyware and cybercriminals in Israel, in the United Arab Emirates, and Russia, as well as a cybersecurity firm with potential ties to the Chinese government. The 507-page document, which appears to have been prepared by Apple with the intention of using it in the company's 2019 copyright lawsuit against Corellium, demonstrates that the security firm, whose software allows users to perform security analysis using virtual versions of Apple's iOS and Google's Android, has dealt with companies with a history of selling their instruments to repressive governments and countries with poor human rights records. According to the leaked report, Corellium offered a trial of its software to NSO Group in 2019. NSO Group's clients have been found employing Corellium's Pegasus spyware on dissidents, reporters, and human rights campaigners for years. Similarly, Corellium's sales team tried to submit a quote to Dark Matter, a now defunct cybersecurity firm with links to the UAE government that employed numerous former US intelligence officers who reportedly assisted it in spying on human rights activists and reporters. Corellium also sold its software to Paragon in 2019, according to the paper, a little-known business that has recently been revealed to be a supplier of government surveillance technologies. Corellium also leased its software to Shenzhen Infotech, the creators of which were members of the Pangu team, a well-known Chinese gang of top iOS and iPhone hackers. In 2019, when Panzem was already a Corellium customer, a Panzem sales representative informed Reuters that the business assisted in hacking the phone of a person accused of subverting the government in China. According to Corellium, NSO Group and Dark Matter had access to a limited time and limited feature trial version of Corellium software and were later denied attempts to acquire the complete version after its screening process. For years, Corellium has positioned itself as a major defender against Android and iOS software bugs. However, the leaked document reveals that Corellium collaborated with multiple organizations that employ bugs and vulnerabilities to hack into cell phones, rather than assisting Google and Apple in patching vulnerabilities. Emails between Corellium employees and customers or potential customers, including NSO Group and Dark Matter, are included in the document. The document is not available to the public. Also, all these lawsuits are happening when Apple continues to move forward with its plans to build an electric car. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has critiqued the company's progress. A recent report indicated that Apple hired a notable ex-BMW executive who led the development of the company's i3 and i8 electric and hybrid cars. In addition, Apple has also hired a number of employees from Tesla over the years, leading Musk to at one point refer to Apple as the Tesla graveyard. There are also many rumors about an Amazon and Apple partnership for the creation of electric car vehicles to defend Elon Musk. That's it for today. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell